angels, it's Hailey Reese, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so grateful that you are here, and I hope that you are having an absolutely fantastic morning, afternoon, or night, whatever it is for you when this video finally reaches you. Oh my goodness. Today's video is one that I am so beyond excited to dive into with you. I've got to be 100% honest with you and let you know that while I was researching today's video, I had a really eerie feeling and I had goosebumps the entire time. Now, I'll get a little more into specifically when I did, but to me, that's very telling. Imagine you're a child in the Arctic, and despite being warned of the dangers that lurk, you decide to play alone along the shoreline. The air is cold, the ocean steams, and beneath the ice, a knock is heard, growing closer and closer. In a trance, you turn your gaze towards the waters, as a hum can be heard calling to you. The hum carries over the cold, thin ice as you're lured in, slowly stepping to a sinister fate. As the hums grow louder, the knocking closer, you're met with jet black hair and long, sharp claws, snatched deep into the waters, never to be seen again. You aren't the first, and you won't be the last. A Qallupilluit will feast again, as they have for hundreds of years. Welcome back, you guys, to yet another video where we dive into urban legends that locals warn to be true. Every urban legend has an origin, and actually most begin with the intention of keeping the local children safe and out of trouble. The Inuit legend of the Qallupilluit is no exception, believing to have originally been told as a way to keep the children out of trouble, and more specifically, away from the waters that were dangerous. You see, water is dangerous in general, especially when there's predators among it. But they weren't just trying to keep the children safe from any water. They were keeping the children safe from the Arctic waters. Freezing, dangerous, deep Arctic waters. But what if I told you that these Arctic mermaids weren't really an urban legend or mythological creature at all? What if I told you they're really out there, lurking along the Arctic shorelines, waiting to lure a child toward them? So the Ouallupilluit, which by the way, I have seen different pronunciations of this, so apologies if mine is not perfect, is an Inuit urban legend or mythological creature that is similar to that of a mermaid. Although the Qallupilluits are far more sinister, so perhaps they're more similar to that of a siren. Now, we actually haven't dove into mermaids and sirens here on my channel yet, so if you want a separate video on that, make sure to let me know. But basically, they're these humanoid aquatic creatures. Now, they are said to be found in Alaska and actually also Nunavut, Canada, which is really interesting to me as a Canadian to learn that they are also found on the Canadian shorelines as well. They're usually described as a feminine, woman-like creature with long, thick, black flowing hair. They have 2 legs, or fins if you will, the ability to walk on land short distances if they want to, scaly fish-like skin with fins coming out of their backs, heads, and torsos. They have webbed hands with giant sinister looking claws. And their smell, the undeniable smell. Said that these creatures lurk in silence, but sometimes they can be both heard and smelt. More often than not, it's said they will drag themselves across the ice toward their prey. Like, can you imagine one of these sliding themselves across the ice toward you. The Qallupilluit tend to prefer to lure their prey towards them. They also enjoy just catching their victims off guard and catching them when they don't realize they were even prey. But there are the odd times that they enjoy stalking their prey for the days or weeks leading up to the attack. A very distinctive, terrible odor follows them, described as that of sulfur or rotten eggs, and I can just picture it. I could smell it in my mind, if that makes sense. Now, unlike sirens, they don't sing, but they do hum. It's said that this is to place the children in a trance-like state and entice them to walk towards them. Their ultimate goal is to get the children as close to the water lines as possible, which is so creepy. I've always said that sharks are one of my absolute biggest fears because the idea of just being in an ocean of water where I have absolutely no idea what is watching me, what's below me, what is lurking, and just placing these guys in the waters as well, just watching you. It's a very unsettling feeling. There is a big energy attached to these creatures. Sometimes they can be heard knocking from beneath the ice surfaces, oftentimes humming and knocking and encouraging the children to walk towards where the ice is thin, waiting for the ice to break or the opportunity to snatch them. They have the ability to swim in freezing cold temperatures, lurking in the ocean near icebergs, under cracks or holes in the ice or by shorelines. They can also alter their appearance and change shape. But what's specifically interesting about this is that's one of the few ways that they can be outsmarted. Some hunters have been able to trick them into turning into another form, at times a seal or a whale. It's said that their invulnerability only applies to them while in their natural state. So if these hunters are able to change them to a different form, they can therefore hunt them. Locals know the signs and how to keep an eye out for them, listening for the hums or the knocking below the surface, warning the children of the danger that lurks beyond the shoreline. Some elders believe that if steam rises from the water or if the water moves in a specific way, they're near. But as the smell fills the air and the humming carries through the cold, they wait for the children to get close, for the children to misbehave and play by the water. And should the children approach, the Qallupilluit knocks, hums to them, and silently snags the child with its long, sharp claws, placing the child into a large pouch and taking them down deep into the depths of the water. So what do they do with the child? Well, that depends. Some say that the children are immediately killed and consumed. Others claim that they take the children and place them into a trance-like state, forever feeding off them to keep them living longer, essentially stealing the life and soul out of the child. It's said that the children are the key, essentially, and that is what grows their thick hair longer and longer and thicker and thicker. I mean, the most positive outcome that's been presented for these children is that it's a creature who can't have any sort of children of their own, and therefore they steal these children in an attempt to have their own children forever. And again, that's the better of the outcomes. None of them are fantastic. In some cases, the children have been willingly given to the Qallupilluits, normally by a caretaker, as either a punishment or even more so as a challenge in an attempt to make them a greater hunter. The goal in that would be that they would be rescued and in turn become a stronger, more capable hunter, though that rarely worked out in favor of the children. In one tale, a boy's grandmother offered the child to the Qallupilluit. The child was taken into the depths of the water, where it said the child remained. Many would see the child along the shore, but as they'd approach, he'd be pulled back under, where he'd remain hers forever. Now, many believe that the legend was created in order to keep the children safe. Water in general can be incredibly dangerous, let alone the Arctic predators that are around and the Arctic waters. It would make sense to tell the children something that would keep them from pushing the limits of the Arctic shorelines. I mean, truthfully, the ice in Arctic waters hold many dangers. Various predators, many animals often hunt near or on the ice. And honestly, children playing along the Arctic shoreline isn't safe at all. So perhaps that is where the urban legend originated from. But here's what I want to say. Legends like this that have been shared for hundreds of years always send an extra eerie chill through me. Because when that many people have believed in it, when that many people have shared in it, that many people have manifested it, leading me to know in my heart that a Qallupilluit exists somewhere. Now where and whether it's within our reality, that I don't know. Well, you guys, that is basically an overview of the Qallupilluits. Now, whether or not it was a legend created to keep the local children safe, or it truly exists, one thing is for certain, we have no idea what lurks beyond and beneath the water's surface. And I can just say, crazier things have happened. What do you think? Let me know down in the comment section below. And that's it for today's video. If you have been enjoying my content, I would absolutely love it if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you are subscribed, make sure to turn your post notifications on. I do not want you to miss a video as I am uploading every single day this month. And I really don't want you to miss a video if you are enjoying them. Also, if you are enjoying them, please give this video a big thumbs up or leave a comment. It really, really helps me in my channel, and it helps me to know that you're enjoying it, because then I can make more videos like that for you. I think that's everything. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness. And until tomorrow, I love you. Bye, guys.